Welcome, listeners, to another deep dive into the latest developments shaping the tech and financial landscapes. Today, we're unpacking a groundbreaking partnership between AMD and the U.S. Department of Energy, DOE, a move that signals a seismic shift in how government and industry collaborate on cutting-edge technology. This isn't just about chips or supercomputers. It's about national priorities, global competitiveness, and the race to dominate artificial intelligence, AI, and quantum computing. Let's break this down with historical context, sector impacts, and what it means for investors and policymakers. A historic partnership with national implications. AMD, under the leadership of CEO Lisa Su, has just announced a partnership with the DOE to deploy two state-of-the-art supercomputers at Oak Ridge National Laboratory, a cornerstone of U.S. scientific research. One will launch as early as next year, powered by AMD's current MI355 series, while the second will feature the next-generation MI400 series. What's striking here is the urgency. The DOE, led by Secretary Wright, is pushing for speed, reflecting a broader recognition that AI and high-performance computing, HPC, are no longer luxuries but critical tools for national security, energy innovation, and medical research. Historically, government tech collaborations have been slow and bureaucratic. Think of the decades-long development cycles for military tech during the Cold War. But this partnership echoes a more urgent era, reminiscent of the space race or the Manhattan Project, where speed and innovation were paramount. The DOE's openness to private industry access, allowing companies like Thermo Fisher or Eli Lilly to tap into this computing power, marks a departure from tradition. It's a hybrid model, blending public research with private sector needs, and it positions the U.S. to maintain a competitive edge against global rivals like China, which has invested heavily in AI and supercomputing. Sector-specific impacts beyond tech. Let's zoom into the implications across sectors. In technology, AMD is cementing its role as a serious contender against NVIDIA, long the dominant player in AI and HPC chips. The MI400 series, slated for deployment in these supercomputers, is being positioned as a peer to NVIDIA's offerings, and winning a DOE contract over competitors is a significant feather in AMD's cap. This isn't just a horse race, as some might call it. It's a validation of AMD's R&D and a signal that the AI chip market is becoming more competitive, not less. Beyond tech, the ripple effects are profound. In healthcare, access to supercomputing could accelerate drug discovery and personalized medicine. Think faster simulations for vaccine development, a critical need exposed by the COVID-19 pandemic. In energy, these systems could optimize renewable energy grids or model nuclear fusion, aligning with global sustainability goals. And for national security, enhanced computing power means better cybersecurity and intelligence analysis, areas where the U.S. cannot afford to lag. Global context: a race for AI supremacy. Globally, this partnership underscores the escalating race for AI supremacy. China's investments in supercomputing and AI have been aggressive, with systems like the Sunway Taihu ranking among the world's fastest. Meanwhile, Europe is pushing initiatives like the Euro-HPC joint undertaking to build exascale computing capabilities. The DOE-AMD collaboration is a direct response to these challenges, ensuring the U.S. retains leadership in strategic technologies. It's also a reminder of the geopolitical stakes. AI isn't just about innovation, it's about power, financial and market implications. From a financial perspective, AMD's stock is likely to see renewed investor interest. The company's partnerships, not just with DOE, but also with IBM on quantum computing, highlight its diversification beyond traditional data centers into emerging fields. Quantum computing, once a distant dream, is inching toward practical applications, and AMD's role alongside IBM could position it as a dark horse in this space. Meanwhile, the expanding addressable market for AI inference, despite competition from Amazon's Trainium or Google's TPUs, suggests that AMD's growth runway remains robust. However, risks remain. The AI chip market is capital-intensive, and competitors are not standing still. NVIDIA's dominance, coupled with in-house chip development by hyperscalers like Meta, could pressure margins over time. Investors should also watch for government funding continuity. Budget cuts or policy shifts could derail such ambitious projects. Investment and policy implications. For investors, AMD presents a compelling opportunity, particularly for those with a long-term horizon. The stock has already benefited from AI tailwinds, but this DOE partnership and quantum computing exposure could drive further upside. Diversifying into related ETFs, such as those focused on semiconductors like SMH or AI technologies, might offer a balanced approach to capturing sector growth while mitigating company-specific risks. On the policy front, this partnership sets a precedent for public-private collaboration in tech. Governments worldwide may take note, accelerating similar initiatives. In the U.S., policymakers should prioritize sustained funding for AI and HPC research, while ensuring equitable access for smaller firms to prevent monopolistic tendencies among tech giants. Near-term catalysts to watch. In the near term, keep an eye on the deployment timeline of the first supercomputer in 2025. Any delays could signal execution risks. Additionally, watch for further details on private sector participation. Concrete agreements with major firms could boost AMD's visibility and revenue potential. Finally, quarterly earnings will be critical, as CapEx trends and customer demand for AI solutions will provide insight into market dynamics. Conclusion: a defining moment. In conclusion, AMD's partnership with the DOE is more than a tech story. It's a defining moment in the intersection of innovation, policy, and global competition. It highlights the urgency of AI and supercomputing in addressing humanity's biggest challenges, from health to security. For investors, it's a call to action to reassess exposure to semiconductor and AI leaders like AMD. For policymakers, it's a blueprint for future collaboration. As this unfolds, one thing is clear: the race for technological dominance is accelerating, and the stakes have never been higher. Stay tuned, listeners, as we continue to track this transformative journey.